a, a live broadcast for the Unfiltered Vet Discussions from two different places. Actually, we have most of the crew on location at VMX. So we have Peter and Jenny and David and Phil and Stacy on one side of the world and me at my usual place at home. So welcome. Today we wanted to bring our sensibility and our thoughts and our feelings about VMX, mostly me asking questions because I'm not there. So crew, tell us about VMX. Is it warmer than Minnesota for starters? We're going to be 36 today.
Hi, the microphone holder.
Hey, Kelly, great to see you. Great to see the rest of the Mormon tubercular choir that we have here. And we're so happy to be able to report from 70 degrees, 72 degrees Orlando to the rest of the country, whether you are northeast, southwest, or somewhere across the pond. VMX, like VMX, is a large group of friends, colleagues, and others, and it's always a pleasure to just hang out and chill with some of your favorite people.
Nice. Amen.
Next on WVMX. Sounds like a.
So I'd love to hear your favorite meal or your favorite thing you've done. Stacy, you were just signing your book at the Care Credit booth.
Microphone.
I was signing the book, but my favorite meal was the high voltage fried chicken sandwich I had last night.
Where was it?
Where was that?
How I said
Place-
the thing.
Disney Springs.
Oh, yeah.
Did you just say, have you ever heard of this? I lived there.
Oh, I never heard of it. I
Oh, yeah.
got invited to meet some people for dinner, and I'm like, okay. And then I realized it's like a theme park
Yeah.
Yeah, for adults.
for adults
Yeah.
that want to wear
Spend
Disney
money.
outfits. But it was good, and the book signing was good, and I went to the startup circle. Did you guys go by there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many scribers going on. Everyone's scribing now. I think that's what I'm seeing.
Everybody wants dictations.
That should be a t-shirt.
You come through scribing.
Scribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What's your favorite?
Well, meal. I've been to Disney Springs 3 times since I got here.
You have?
Yes, I'm not kidding you.
got
And
here
I'm
this
like,
morning,
no,
my
I didn't get here this morning. I mean, I might, but no, yeah, so I have a lot of favorite meals, but but no, I will say that I agree with you that the scribing is like, that's what everybody's talking about. That's what everybody's doing. That and apps like Weave has like 3 booths. Like it's all about AI, all about technology. That's what I'm in the exhibit hall. Yeah,
Can we have
3 booths
Spread out. The exhibit hall so
spread out, and there are lines. They're also giving away a sloth backpack, which is really the big. I did get one. So yeah.
You can see the lines, but the exhibit hall is so large,
It is.
bigger than ever, I think.
Yeah. It's in 2 time zones.
My crew was telling me there's like a train that you ride to get from one end to the other, or carts or something on the
Big golf cart. Yeah, they have those everywhere.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
One of the new booths in the startup is a teleportation device.
oh
Real.
Comfortable shoes.
Yeah. Well, yes. It's also known as feet. So,
okay.
it's maybe.
Got the baby.
I don't know, like I'm like hot flash.
Hot flash. We're having some.
I thought I smelled something.
David, what's your favorite part?
Yeah.
All of my presenters, many of which are here, have been knocking it out. Yeah, great content and practice management so far, and good attendance, which has been great. Kind of getting excited to build next year's program.
What are they mostly interested in? What do you?
Well, it's
the hype around?
a lot of team development
Okay.
and leadership so far. But the architecture sessions, Vicky Pollard taught, well attended, better than I was expecting, which kind of gives a heads up. There's people planning on investing in their facilities, which is pretty exciting. And even the session I just taught, practice management, financial health, more people than I was expecting would be in there.
That's great.
Yeah, which is fun.
I will say David is a good speaker. I went and heard him.
Maybe.
And then I got really confused about my own finances. So it made me feel real good. What about
Well, you've been successful in spite of yourself.
in spite of myself? 100%. Oh, is this the profitable vet?
Yeah.
Oh, I see, I saw other.
Called-
David is
That's an,
on the back of
that's an
that.
oxymoron.
Yeah.
Profitable vet.
Ask him.
He
for-
gave us, yeah, Dave Nickel gave us. the-
Oh, is it? He's around here somewhere.
How much
Yeah,
did it
we
cost?
kind of-
Yeah, how much did you?
Yeah.
pay? What about you, Peter? What's your favorite part?
The people. I get reinvigorated. It's exhausting, mind you, to be an introvert that plays extrovert all the time.
Yes.
But it's the people. It's just the schmooze. I'm getting an A in schmooze, even though I'm getting an F in retirement.
Are you retired?
Retard. No.
No.
I-
I can't.
Too
say
far.
that. I know. I learned.
Right. I will learn.
No, I'm trying to figure out what my next permutation will look like, and it's not working. It just means doing more instead of less. So, ladies and
minute.
gentlemen who do listen to me speak, do as I say, not as I do.
But are you, it's even worse, like I'm doing more, but not getting paid and things.
Oh, well. No,
Don't do that.
we're in Orlando, so I'm getting paid.
Oh, I heard it. I heard that. You know, I'm from here.
Sorry to hear that.
I mean, it's true.
A lot of people from here.
Huh?
There are a lot of people from here.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No, it's.
No,
usually
it's
9
30 degrees the other day when I
Indeed it
got
was.
here.
All right, if you want to sell advertising, Kelly, best restaurant, I've been there every year for the last 3 years, is Christini's Italian restaurant. It's in the middle of Nowheresville, but it's classic 41-year-old restaurant, great food, amazing service. And if you can get there at some point in time, great restaurant.
I'll give another plug. I haven't been there yet, but Bosphorus, it's on the north side and then across 4. It's a Turkish restaurant and it is spot on and great people there. Most excellent Turkish food.
You haven't
I
been.
go every year. You know, I go every year. I haven't been there.
I've been here
yet.
this time. I know.
I might end up there later tonight.
That's an
Is that
amazing.
One of the
Sand
best
Lake
food.
Road?
Yeah.
Because I go to a Middle Eastern place on Sand Lake Road, right by Seasons 52 every year.
I don't know that one.
Yeah. that's
I must
great.
spend too much time at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
And then there's an Indian restaurant right next to it. That's our other favorite, and it's just amazing. Cedars Middle Eastern restaurant. So it's probably not the same one as David's. Now I'm gonna have to try out David's next year.
Well, let me give you a tip. Who's going to Western? Okay, have you ever eaten at Lowry's Steakhouse?
No.
I did in Colorado.
Okay, cool. If
At
you get
Lowry's.
dinner in Vegas, it's off the strip, so you aren't gonna pay the exorbitant fees, which is nice. And they free valet your car there, which is nice.
Oh, it's
And
good.
it's
Everything of seasoning.
no,
Isn't it that?
It's-
No, I mean, isn't
It
the
is
same-
the
yeah,
same,
yeah.
yes.
and they carve your prime rib at the table, and it's
Yeah.
so nice. It's like an old classic Vegas steakhouse, like
Mm.
with plush.
Character,
Oh,
Yeah.
ambiance. Yeah.
We have a budget that we could do like team building there while we're in Vegas.
Do they have a vegetarian? Do they have a
Oh, yeah.
vegetarian prime rib?
Are you vegetarian?
Pescatarian.
No.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
that one
steakhouse.
for you.
Besides, Peter, the baked potatoes are always good in a steakhouse.
Well, I went out to a steakhouse the other night as well, and I could find scallops, which, are just steak wannabes.
Steak wannabe.
I mean, they're round, they're like a fillet.
Good. Little fillet, 1 ounce fillet.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. The steak
Yeah.
wannabe.
You think anybody's gonna listen to
What?
I don't
No,
know.
I was trying, he said pescatarian and all I could think of was like Joe Pesci going, like behind there going, am I a clown to you? Do I make you laugh? And I couldn't, now I've said it out loud, but it was in my head and then.
No, it's out.
Wasn't it?
It's
Didn't.
out.
It's,
Well, I was like, don't say it. It's not even funny. And now I already
now
said,
you're there.
now I'm there.
You're there.
I'm just soaking in it.
So do they have record attendance this year? Everybody, does anybody know? David, you might know.
What,
Attendance.
I have not heard numbers yet. We'll get those, I think, on.
We're like, yes, yes.
Yeah. We'll get
Good
that
stuff.
on Wednesday. Yeah.
It does seem like it's
There are at least 5 people here.
There,
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Well, 7.
Okay,
there's a couple more in here.
there's at least 11 people.
There's
here.
the professional book reviewer and Eric
Oh,
Garcia.
yeah, that you have to pay for his book
He's
review.
paid- Well, that's
Yeah.
on me. Very lucrative.
Okay.
No, the attendance in the
I
classes.
think it's the highest.
Yeah, there's been a lot of lines to get into classes, like
Oh.
line. So,
But you know what's cool? You know what's cool about veterinary conferences? There's never a line at the men's room.
it's like a NASCAR race.
It's true. But very true.
It's true. There's a lot more at the women's because there's so many of us. Actually, I had somebody who was working at one of the booths said, there's a lot of women. And I'm like, yes.
It's your first,
Is it
Yeah,
first
I think it
conference?
was.
first conference?
I think it was.
Yeah.
But they were just surprised by it. And I said, well, it's a female predominant industry. So yes. But
Yeah.
it was something they actively noticed. And I'm like, yeah, and we all want free things. So what did you bring? You got pens? We want the pens.
I
Yeah.
want to know, Stacy, is
You
your
want the pen?
experience, did anybody that read your book like talk to you about something that was impactful that they got?
Oh,
That's a good
Um,
question. Yeah.
Good question,
gosh.
Phil.
Well, actually, that's one thing.
They
that
stop
came
you
up
on the-
with- She said she came across it on Amazon, which I found shocking since it's self-published.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's there.
She said she really read it and it helped her a ton because she's like stepping out to get her own practice.
Yeah.
And she's nervous,
Ah.
she's really nervous. And I'm like, well, I don't know why you can't do it. Like, there's a reason these banks throw money at the vets. Like, they like vets and you're like a future millionaire.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't think so. I go, oh no, it's a fact. Like, you're a future millionaire.
Nice.
Practice ownership.
Yeah.
Well, and then
That's great
Yeah.
because she read your book and was encouraged.
Isn't that so shocking? I'm like, you mean you actually read it?
would would
Hurt
that
my
be okay?
mom.
Like, oh, so Gart, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
That's and then Jenny, you said you had an experience that
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was recognized for the first time ever. So I don't know for those who are
Who?
watching this and listening. I'm not the most well-known of this group. But I had somebody come up to me in the expo hall and they were like, Jenny George, I heard you at AVMA. You were so amazing. And I'm like, my doctor took a picture of them talking to me and it like filled my cup because it's the first time that somebody knew who I was and I got really excited.
oh, that's
Nice.
So I was, yeah.
That-
Do you sign
that-
body parts?
I
can you sign my receding hairline?
yeah,
Right, just right here. too.
it'll stay there. Sharpie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And David, we talked last time on the podcast about like you have the opportunity to be of service to people in the most stressful parts of their life. Has anybody come up to you and anything?
I did. I have run into past clients.
Yeah.
Client, I sold their practice about 15 years ago. Another one I sold it 3 years ago. And they're on the other side.
Yeah.
They're enjoying their retirements and
Return.
that fills my cup,
Yeah.
you know, and seeing that. And then also somebody I sold a practice to
Yeah.
and they're glowing. I
Yeah.
love it. It's their dream. And, you know, I don't often get to cross paths other than conferences and actually
Yeah.
get that feedback. And it does, it fills my cup. It's like, this is why I do what I do. I enable dreams on both sides.
Yep.
And yeah, the conferences, it's very cool.
Peter, somebody I was sitting with said, "Oh, that's Peter Weinstein." Really had an impact. Oh, and I'm not going to tell you who it is,
That's okay.
but I want you to know that.
Well, thank you.
Like,
I'm not gonna tell you who it is. It's anonymous.
but no, I mean, so what? I mean, Peter, your footprint is on many things, including my shoe.
And on his socks. No.
But seriously, like what when you come to these, all the things that you've done in your career, like what do you get that fills your cup most? in that
It-
regard?
Stacy, Phil, David, Jenny, Eric, David. It's just, most of my meetings here are with friends.
Yeah.
And for therapy sessions.
Yeah.
But no, it's really, at this stage, it's really renewing and coming back to people who you don't see for 360 some odd days.
Yeah.
You may get lucky if you are in the same location someplace in the next year, but you know, we've been doing this podcast for a while.
Yeah.
And we really haven't been in the same room.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
sure.
And
Yeah.
so what I could not speak and still have a full cup of just people talk and schmoozing, which is why my wife doesn't join me because she knows that, all I'm going to be doing is schmoozing.
Yeah.
And it's nice to catch up with people. I have to tell a quick story. It was a
Go
dinner
ahead.
lesson with Bank of America. Sorry, promo for them. And
Are we paid for that? No.
Christina should pay for it. But there was a transaction representative there, and he was representing a practice in New York, more specifically Port Washington, New York. And I said, 16, well, I shouldn't give the street address, should I?
Blank, blank.
I knew the street address because it was the practice that I worked at as a kennel kid in 1973 that is now being sold for the second time. The original owner sold it to one of his associates, and now they're selling it. And I described the hospital as it looked in 1973 to 78 when I worked in it. And they said, oh, it hasn't changed at all.
Maybe they went to the architecture talk.
Yeah, they're going to change it
Yes.
after listening to Vicky.
But it was just a deja vu experience to talk to somebody who's representing a practice that was my first experience as a kennel kid about God knows how many years ago, but a long time ago. So that was hit me right here. I do have a heart for those of you who don't know me.
That's
It-
cool.
It is. I mean, our day is full of speaking or meetings and everything else, but it's the after hours and the opportunity to sit down and catch up on our lives and our families and activities. That happens at these meetings. I wish it happened more for the attendees.
Mhm.
All too often, they sit in their chair. They don't talk to the person next to them, but they're all in the same room, to learn the same thing. It's like, talk to each other, because you're all hungry and seeking.
Yeah. And I just want to say, I was able to secure a guest spot from other Dave Nickel. Dave, you're in the shot. So Dave, what's one of the most impactful things that happens to you at these conferences?
Well, I think meeting people and present companies with it. I think it's sometimes
well played.
back. So images. I might look stupid, but certainly I think the feedback from what went before is always, I think, what's incredible thing. So, at a Christmas, I could say, share some feedback indirectly from somebody like like the Fetch, and she said for this individual tough stuff said it was kind of like shared that, so that's great, and also completely terrifying because that implies you think deeply about the content and influencing people, because mostly I'm just flapping my gums hoping to get a reaction, and if it's a good reaction it's great, but so it's wonderful to hear that the work you do.
Tell everybody about your banana.
So can I just say, hold on. So
How weird.
There's a story here.
Since you mentioned it, I have photographic evidence that you are perhaps going to want to avoid, and it starts there,
Uh-oh.
and pretty quickly it goes to there, and I can imagine the motion that's happening there, but how many bananas is too many bananas in that orifice? You started this.
Okay. Well, Kelly, you can't
So
see
for,
this,
for
but
the record, I think it's
Completely
it's from our workshop where we were teaching people how to create process, and asked them to do something very simple to take it from the complicated world of veterinary medicine and put it into something a bit simpler for the workshop, get a principle, and then take that back to the complicated world. And so we asked them how to describe how to peel a banana. And Peter
we have 50
demonstrated
bananas in the room.
how to peel a banana. But as you can see,
I saw the bags of bananas heading to the workshop.
and then the attendant jokes that had to go with that. You can also see the gross black tip of that banana.
Yeah, that
Peter
was
thought it was better to peel a banana like a monkey.
from the bottom.
From the
That's
bottom.
not, yeah,
Which
they eat a
is-
banana from the
Correct.
bottom,
which is
but not the
faster.
black part.
Well, no, I think I'm going to adapt that and say you can peel a banana faster from the bottom. But why would you want to leave the roast black? tip?
Yeah, I don't need
If
that.
you're walking around with that black tip thing in your hand, trying to find a bin for that, and it's just a mess. Now you're
just throw it back.
eating becomes a two-handed job.
It's not getting better.
So, but this is classic of what happens at.
Really
Ship.
To have Dave Nickel, leadership and practice management expert, speaker of the.
Well, this is classic ready room meet and greets, right? This is what happens behind the scenes in the speaker ready room, because that's where you guys are all right now.
This is true. We're in the room where the speakers come
No
before and after.
No banana.
Normally it's quiet,
About now.
so people can
I'm gonna say
think and
10%.
prepare for their next session,
Just turn around.
review their
Well, let's see
PowerPoint.
how it's going. The max are that.
But there's a lot of collegiality.
I got it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so
And
Yeah,
serious
and I
dis-
don't think
Serious, this
people
one.
who attend shows always know that there's these behind the scenes rooms or what it takes to get ready to present the show, right? Or people getting together and like David, you're running the program track, which is a year-round job for you to get ready.
speaker and this collegiality is also where new ideas come up with. You know, these two start creating something for next year, or these two, and
You do all the work.
that comes out, new ideas, new concepts, new wellness systems and ways to try and help folks. So it's the speaker ready rooms are fun. And I think educational and engaging space.
And free food
Oh, yeah, and they do give us food.
for the speakers.
I honestly didn't even know this place exists.
Your first trip in the club.
Yeah.
I've spoke here a bunch, but I've never been invited to the.
Oh,
speaker
because the
meetings.
other,
That's how they keep the cost.
they had
food
the other
costs
one.
down, is they don't, it's not advertised.
don't tell the speakers.
Don't.
I just, okay. Yes, I just want to say, as a practice owner, every year I was talking about this with Phil and David, and I've been here for, I don't know, 13 years, a long time. And every year I bring members of my team. So like a doctor, a CVT, also an assistant, also a CSR. So at least 5 of us make the trip every year. And we have a great time. You know, like we were talking about bonding here. It's been a great bonding.
Yeah. Bondi, who was the attorney general.
It's been a great opportunity for us to bond as a team and grow as a team and talk about like what we're learning and what we can take back and all of that. So I encourage other practice owners out there to not just think of it for you or for those who need credentials, but also for your whole team. So you can come to these things and, you know, like Peter said, just be reinvigorated by the whole thing and bring those ideas back and, you know, help your practice grow, but from a holistic standpoint, not just from like a top down. So there, that was my little serious part.
Well, and now the other serious part that I think is really, really important is I'm sitting next to Stacy and I see her socks. And I need everyone to, no, we're going, because this is important, because I know some things, is knowing what every speaker wears as far as socks, and no one takes themselves too seriously. So who, you want to go first, Peter? So there's that. Okay, because you spoke, so you said you wear loud socks, right?
He's in disc golf.
Disc golf.
That's a disc golf bat.
And then
Very
I think I'm wearing my otter socks.
cute.
Okay, you know what? You guys didn't tell me this was a thing.
And then Stacy, kick-ass Argyles.
Okay, well, all I have on is my running socks because I walk 20,000 steps a day because I'm going to classes and
No, because you're going to Disney Springs.
well, and I'm going to Disney Springs.
6-wheel.
It's easy clocking 5 to 7 miles at VMX.
I walk a lot and I make sure I
Yeah.
wear comfy shoes. I didn't know we were supposed to wear fun stuff. Next time I will.
That's why
Now
I'm
you
gonna,
know.
I
Now you know.
clearly need to go and get, oh God, Peter's going to his.
Peter's got his spare socks.
Up-
in there. Oh.
Oh, he has his sneakers. That's smart. You have.
Yeah, you
oh,
actually, you change
Yeah.
shoes.
No, you
I
do.
do.
I mean, I
Yeah.
went totes
I'll put on
in
comfortable
case I
shoes for the
get
afternoon.
lost and someone can find me.
Yeah,
too.
those are
Well, I saw you. That's what I drew my eye to you
So,
this morning.
yeah.
I was in a meeting
So
and I'm
I
like,
have to, so when I was working in Michigan, I had these shoes on and it's snowing. And a guy from New York, I'm coming out of the hotel, he stops his car in a snowstorm and rolls his window down and he's like, nice moon boots there, buddy, or something like that. Like he had to get you to stop in the snow, make a
Yeah, give them a
decision
compliment.
Yeah.
and make a so being because you're from up north.
So
We should put your logo right there.
Right, right.
logo bright.
Yeah, they're gonna look,
that or a mirror.
or I should just have it say my eyes are up
Oh my God,
here.
this has gotten way out of control, out of control.
So
No.
for the
No,
future,
I don't know why. I'm
for,
sorry.
for those future
Just
speakers
talk
that are
quickly
listening to
here.
this, well,
Right.
none of you.
Yeah.
give
future
it to the
speakers.
adult.
Future speakers.
Oh, yeah.
For those future speakers, there are a couple of requirements when you come to a large conference. Comfortable shoes, some extra oxygen when you get back to the room. You know, those things for sore throats, ibuprofen,
Band-Aid.
Band-Aids. And most
Yeah.
importantly, because you're so busy that you don't have time, Depends.
On-
And snack.
No, snacks, but see, they have free snacks here, but you didn't
Yeah.
know that
But
because you
you-
already.
I didn't know that, but you can bring your own snack.
Yeah,
You can't.
No,
I go to the
have-
grocery
I got,
store.
yep.
The
Ro-
first night I go to the
night,
grocery
yep,
store to go
protein
get
bars in the
the
bag.
supplement and salads,
Yeah.
stuff for my room.
Well,
Yeah,
not salad.
Uh-huh.
this out.
Went through a, oh, yeah.
So if you're watching this and you're in Orlando,
Yeah,
Chicken
I-
sandwich.
if you're watching this and
Find it.
you're in Orlando, why?
Yeah.
Maybe to see my mother who lives in Orlando, Peter?
Is your mother
we're
watching
here.
this?
Huh?
Is your mom watching this?
No.
Then say what you want.
There are things that I want my mother to see. There are things that I don't.
Anyhow, to all of you who are watching, thank you for watching. And please, if you see us in live at a conference at some point in time, come up, tell us that you watched the podcast because we'd like to know that there are more than 5 people watching it.
Oh,
Our moms.
Did we count?
And that's what I meant.
Our moms.
Well done.
What's the number?
Because Kelly's like, I'm not watching this. So that's why the 5.
Yes.
Hey, Kelly, you want to find?
Who are the 5 watching?
No,
that
you-
Yeah, no. We have this on YouTube Live. We will see how
Terrifying.
that works, but mostly I love the laughter of all of us when we're together, whether it's online in 100% Zoom room and we're all in our own places across the United States, or just watching you guys ribbing on each other just fills my heart up today, because I'm like, this is making my whole day, just watching you guys be laughing and having so much fun with each other, because that is what convention, like you all said, is about, is remaking those touch points. And then also, like David, you were saying, like just those creative juices of, oh, I'm going to put my ideas with somebody else's ideas and we're going to create a third thing out of these ideas. And the fun thing is you manifest that and you actually do create a lot of things that come to fruition throughout the year or all the way around to the next convention. And you get to just kind of put the rest of your life on hold a little bit at convention. I mean, it's not 100% possible, and carve out these moments to refill our souls. And then, you know, Vegas is the same way, but in a little bit different way, just because the way where the convention is laid out. And then, you know, you also get 20 to 40,000 other of your closest friends in Vegas, like real estate people or fashion people or Western rodeo. It just depends what other conventions are on at Vegas. But hey, you can always spot the veterinary people at Las Vegas. But it's the laughter and that you guys are all coming together, because this is what life is about, is the joy. Is people. People is what life is
The
about.
best friend money can buy.
Right. Well, hey,
Yeah. Alright.
We're expensive.
Yeah. So we will round up this podcast today and say, hey, number one, let's give us all a clap, all of us panelists, because we made it work to doing a venture together, all in the same, well, most of us in the same room, me outside of the room. And getting us our schedules all together, which is not a small thing just in itself, doing the scheduling business, and having a moment to just share in the joy of each other in laughter. That sounded bad. So I just wanted to add more to that.
It's time.
Okay.
Royal Waves,
Just
thanks
wait.
to everybody. Come comment. We'd love to hear from you. Unfiltered Vet Discussions out. See you later.
Recording stopped.